Once upon a time, in a very big kingdom of Udu, there lived a man called Oke, and he was a farmer. Oke was a good man, and as such, the villagers loved him. He had a wife, and her name was Onome. They had a beautiful daughter who they called Edafe, meaning wealth. Edafe was cheerful as her father and beautiful and gentle as her mother, Onome. Her parents loved her so much and they took great care of her. When Edafe was 2 years old, her parents tried to have another child, but they couldn't. They tried for another 5 years to have a child, but it wasn't coming. And it bothered Oke so much. Then he started thinking about having a second wife. Then he decided to talk to Onome about it. Onome, my beautiful wife, you know I love you and our daughter so much, and will never stop loving you both. I'm talking this way because I would like to take a second wife. What do you think about it? Okay, asked. Onome felt bad. Then she started crying. Is it because I couldn't give you another child? Onome asked. No, my love, Oke said, trying to soothe her. You know we are not getting younger, and Edafe needs a baby sister or brother. You see how lonely she feels sometimes. I just want us to be happy, Oke said. I might need a few days to think about this, Onome replied. Take all the time you want, my wife. I will wait. After the talk with her husband, Onome felt weird. She feels like if her husband marries a new wife, he will abandon her. But at the same time, she wants Oke to be happy and have an heir. And she also wants Edafe to have a sibling to play with. She then imagined a compound filled with children running around and a smile stretched on her face. After a few days, she told her husband that she agreed with his decision to marry another wife. Oke was happy and promised not to make her feel left out. Oke visited his uncles the next day and told them about his intentions to get a new wife. One of his uncles, called Umudiaga, told him about his friend's daughter and that he would visit him on behalf of Oke. Oke thanked his uncles and left for his house. Umudiaga visited his friend Ovie and made the intention of his nephew known. Ovie called his daughter Eloho to seek her consent, and Eloho agreed to marry Oke. She had secretly liked him for years, and because he was married, she thought there was no chance for her. After a few weeks of planning, Oke went and married Eloho the traditional way. Onome was happy and welcomed her co-wife home. Onome and Eloho cohabited well. They did almost everything together. If you didn't know, you would think they were sisters. This made Oke so happy to see his family live in peace. Eloho soon got pregnant and Onome took very good care of her. Eloho's friend Uremu came back from a trip and heard that her best friend is married. She quickly found her way to Oke's house. On her arrival, she saw Eloho having a very friendly conversation with Onome. Uremu just scoffed. Onome greeted her and she answered with a shake of the head. When Uremu and Eloho was in a quiet place, she congratulated Eloho on her marriage to the man of her dreams. Eloho always told her how much she liked Oke, and now what she didn't understand was why Eloho was a second wife. She thought Oke chased his first wife away to marry Eloho. Why are you being friendly with her? She's supposed to be your rival, Urem said. You mean Onome? She's a very nice person, believe me. If you get to know her, you will like her, Eloho replied. No, I don't want you to be a second wife. You should be the one for Oke, not her. No matter how many children you give Oke, Onome will always be his number one. Don't you think so? Uromu said, planting the seed of hate in Eloho's heart. Eloho couldn't sleep at night. She was thinking about Uremu's words. Eloho soon gave birth to a beautiful boy child. Everyone was happy. Onome felt a little sad. She had always dreamed of giving Oke so many children, but she was still happy for Eloho. A big celebration was held in Oke's compound. They called the boy child Odavwaru. Onome took care of the child as if it was her own, which gave Eloho enough time to rest. One day, Uremu came and saw that Eloho's child was not with her. She then asked, "Where is Odavwaru?" "He is with his mother," Eloho replied, smiling. "What mother? Are you not the mother?" "I mean Onome. He is with her. She had been so helpful to me," Eloho replied. "What? You gave her your child? I thought I warned you to stay away from that woman. I know what people like her can do. One day she will concoct a lie and tell Oke to chase you out, and they will take your children, leaving you with nothing. I'm sure he married you only because he needed more children. If it wasn't so, the Oke I know would not look at any woman twice. The way he looks at his wife Onome is just so different. I know he doesn't look at you that way." Uremu mocked. "Enough, Uremu. Please be on your way," Eloho replied. By now, the words that Uremu had been saying from the onset got to Eloho, and she decided to act. Whenever Onome would come to carry Odavwaru, Eloho would refuse. Onome thought it was normal, maybe because she wanted to spend more time with her son, for them to bond well. But as time went on, it continued, and Onome was no longer comfortable with this. So she told her husband about it, and he agreed to talk to Eloho. "Eloho, what's happening? You and Onome no longer spend time together," Oke asked. "Oh, she told you?" "Yes, she did, because she's concerned about you, and I even noticed it myself. You now cook on your own and stay in your own hut. It wasn't like this before. What changed?" Oke asked. "Nothing, my husband. I just want to be by myself," Eloho replied. Oke took a deep breath and said, "Okay, but it would have been better if you spent time together." Onome, hearing what Eloho said from her husband, respected the wishes of Eloho. Months passed and things were still the same. After 2 years of having Odavwaru, Eloho had another child, and within 10 years, she had 5 children, and she stopped them from associating with Onome and Edafe. Eloho started planning for ways that would make Oke send Onome packing, but it all went through the drain. One time, she told her husband that she saw Onome give poisoned food to Odavwaru. Oke laughed and said, Onome that couldn't even hurt a fly. If she really wanted to kill him, it would be from the womb, Oke replied. Eloho felt so angry and stupid. Then she planned something that even she would regret. But her anger was too much and covered her sense of reasoning. In the kingdom of Udu, whenever a young woman has a flaw on her, be it a big birthmark, an injured arm or leg, she is considered low priced. Normally, any young girl that wanted to marry, her bride price is 5 cows. If the girl is very well skilled in a craft, the family can increase the cows if they want. But if she's flawed, she's less likely to be married, and even if she is, she would be married with just 1 cow. This made all the girls in the kingdom take very good care of themselves. One evening, Edafe was in her room when she heard a scream from the back of the house. She rushed out to see what it was and found Rukewe, Eloho's child, crying. She quickly carried the child and looked at her hand that was red from touching the fire that had boiling water on it, that Eloho wanted to use for their evening bath. Apparently, Eloho had gone to the restroom to ease herself. Before she came out, Edafe was holding her daughter's hand that was red. She immediately snatched her from Edafe, and without saying anything, she took the boiling water and poured it on Edafe. She screamed in pain. But Eloho just took her kit and went into her hut, locking the door. Edafe cried for a long time and struggled to go out, but then she fainted. When Oke and Onome returned home from visiting a family friend that had just given birth, they searched for Edafe in her hut, but she was not there. Oke went and asked Eloho, who denied seeing Edafe. Immediately a scream was heard and Oke rushed to where it came from, only to see Edafe unconscious on the floor. It seems as if his world had stopped. Looking at his daughter, after a few seconds, he went to her and ensured she was still breathing, which she was. They immediately took her to the herbal medical center in their village. The herbalist told them that she would be fine. Luckily, it only affected one of her arms and her thighs. The couple was worried. Onome was just crying and soon fell asleep due to exhaustion. Oke laid her close to Edafe and left for his house. He asked Eloho what had happened. She denied again, and he just swallowed his anger and waited for Edafe to wake and tell him everything. Edafe woke up the following morning with pains on her body. Oke asked Edafe what happened. Edafe started crying. Father, I never knew my stepmother hated me so much. I was in my room when I heard someone scream. I went out to see and find Rukewe crying. She had burnt herself. I was holding her so she could stop crying. Suddenly, Eloho came and took her from me and poured me the boiling hot water from the fire. I guess she thought I was the one that hurt Rukewe. Oke felt very angry, but he chose to wait until Edafe was okay to be taken home. As they got home, Oke told Eloho to pack her bags and leave for her father's house. Eloho begged and begged and begged, but he refused to answer her. She packed her bags after so much tears. As she was leaving with the children, Oke took them from her and told her that she can come and see them anytime. I have loved you just as I have loved Onome, but you do this to me? She had really lost everything. But it was not because of Onome, it was because of her vain mind. Edafe slowly healed while Onome took care of the children. She had begged Oke to bring Eloho back, but his decision was final. Edafe had now grown into a very beautiful woman, but because of her burnt arm, men kept their distance, and this made her sad. But her mother, Onome, always cheered her up. Efemena, a young handsome merchant from Ogo Kingdom, came to Udu to buy his sister beautiful clothes for her next birthday. Udu Kingdom was known for their exquisite cloth designs. He met Edafe, who helped him choose designs that a young girl would love. Efe liked her from the moment he set eyes on her. She was the cheerful type and he liked it. He asked her before he traveled back to his kingdom if she would marry him. Edafe looked at him and said, "Have you ever wondered why I wear long clothes all the time?" "I have. Now that you have talked about it, why?" Efe asked. She showed him her arm and explained everything to him. Efe accepted her like that. "You are so beautiful and kind and cheerful. It's your personality I love. I love your face too, but this small flaw won't make me change my mind." He promised to come back after a few weeks. When Efe came back, he went to Oke's house. Oke told him that he was not ready to give his daughter out for anything less than 5 cows. Efe smiled and offered 20 cows for Edafe's bride price. It was the strangest thing ever. Nobody has ever spent 20 cows for a bride price. Edafe and her husband Efe lived happily as husband and wife. This story teaches us to guard our mind and avoid listening to bad advices. And a single flaw doesn't define a person. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment on your thoughts, and share. See you in our next one. Bye.